Hey guys, what is up? And welcome back to another video. Back again for another episode of Goattville building, and here we are back again once more for the mansion. I did not think I was going to be working on it for this long. It's probably been like a month since I started this, but it's turning out to be quite a large project, especially at the rate that I'm playing Minecraft now. You know, it's not as much as it used to be, but you know, I'm still on every now and then. But anyway, in the last episode, we were working on the living room, which if you come in here, I'll show off some of the work I've done in between the two episodes in a little bit, but this was the room we were working on in the previous episode. As you can see, I threw a roof on it, and once I put a roof on it, it really brought the room together. You know, it seems to make a lot more sense now, because we just had a big open roof. The walls seem to be a bit off with the color, but now it's like, it's nice and warm. That's the way to describe it. It's warm. So I have all the nice furniture here, and everything just seems to be quite nice. It's not too heavily detailed. Like if you look around some of the walls, I don't have insane amounts of detail everywhere. It's just rather open, but you know, that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. I just want it to be open and you know, just sort of have that kind of style to it. A nice transition into the study. So that's quite nice. And then I'm trying to think what else I added. I put a Goattville flag over the fireplace right there. And I think that's pretty much all for it. I guess we can go look at some of the exterior stuff, because I did do some exterior stuff for that part over there. But here's the main entrance area, and as you can see, quite a lot was done here if you've been keeping up with the episodes. I built up a lot of the walls, and a lot of everything just looks a bit weird for now, but that's just because it's kind of in a development phase. I'm working on different ideas. So as you can see, like when it came down to colors, I was like, you know, I kind of want to use the sandstone. It would keep with the Italian theme on the outside, but I kind of needed something, you know, a bit different for the inside. So I decided to go with some white because, you know, it's the brightest and would kind of make it seem nice and lovely and open for, you know, just how open of a space this is. I would have made this shorter, you know, if I could go back, but you know, I just gotta deal with it now. So yeah, I have some white concrete and some polished diorite here, forming up those parts of the walls, but I do also have other parts where I have some smooth sandstone, and I, you know, use them sporadically throughout here just to sort of, you know, give it a nice balance of color. So those bits are going to go up there towards that pole, and then we're just going to have like a nice simple arch over there. I'm trying to decide whether I should put some sandstone in there or if I should just keep it quartz, but I think I should just make it quartz just as a nice lovely roof going over. And then of course I need to add some chandeliers coming down, so you know, it fills up the space a bit. Or I could put something else there, I'm not too sure. Lighting this thing is going to be really difficult because, as you can see, this is only like 5 blocks out, but it's already relatively dark here, so I'm going to have to add some holes in there for some natural light to come through. But aside from that, I really haven't done much over on this side. There's the garage there, which I haven't changed up anything on. All of this is still rather, you know, in development. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing here, but I know this is going to be the kitchen, and those are going to be like, you know, that's the dining room. I'll probably put like a laundry room there, and this will be a little separate side door going out from there. But aside from that, some of this stuff is a bit gray in terms of, you know, my idea of what I'm doing for it is. But for some exterior changes, we can have a look at those. I went with the nice lovely, with the tall roof that goes like 2 blocks and then up half. So it's a very, very smooth slope going up, but you know, it's the best way of filling up the space without making it seem too much. You know, it fills it up nicely. And also I cut off some of the places where the sandstone came out here, so that way it's nice and balanced in that way. And then over here I had to cut this wall that ran right along here because it just looked a bit too open, and pushed it back down that way. I'm not too sure if I'm going to keep it like that, but you know, I do want this side of the wall to be like 2 floors tall, you know, because I have some ideas on how I want to arrange all of that and build all of that. But you know, that will come at a later date. Oh yeah, I want to show over this side, over here towards where the living room is. I just have some strange plans for what I'm going to do here. You know, you have nice lovely windows there on the bottom, and what I think I'm going to do is for the top, because I don't want to have another long triangle roof or something like that, I'm going to have a small slope coming up here, and then we have this big open space where I might put like just a little kind of balcony thing. Not really balcony, but you know, a nice large area here. That would be a nice place to come out from there. Still not too sure exactly what I'm going to do for that. I should probably spend some more time on planning that, but aside from that, I suppose we can get into the topic of this video in terms of what we're actually going to be doing. And I think what I'm going to be doing is just filling up a lot of these floors. I have some plans and what I'm going to be doing for the floors, and I feel like once we get that done, like the floors, the walls, and everything like that, filling it in with like the furniture and all the specifics of all the of how a room is structured will be a lot easier, and we can get some more progress done. We can get this mansion done. We can actually start working on some proper Goattville updates quality material, because I haven't released an updates video in quite literally like 10 months. Has it been? It's probably been around 10 months. It was last updates video was probably last year, so I definitely want to, make some proper updates content so I don't go over a year without a single Goattville updates video, because I noticed in my building videos don't get the same amount of attraction, which is understandable because, it's just me rambling about what I've done here before, just doing a couple jump cuts, and I totally missed that jump. But anyway, let's put some quality into this video, and let's actually get to work. So I guess I'm going to start with, let's go over, actually, this is fine. This will be something nice and quick to get rid of. So this is just going to be a big open space, kind of like a living room, but not really. It's just going to be a large open space for whatever. I'm not too sure exactly, but I saw some, pictures of this kind of space when I was looking for inspiration on how to do the fronts, looking at some Italian designed houses and stuff like that, and I came across, they have a lot of big open spaces, so I decided I'd incorporate some of that. So yeah, let's just get to filling some of that in. I'm just gonna have some quartz lining around the outside, and then we'll have some white concrete kind of forming some more other details. So yeah, I guess I'll fill in all of this, and I will see you then. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. So we're finished all of this, and I have to say it turned out a lot bigger than I expected. With all the red wool stuff, it didn't look that big, but now with all the floor done, it actually looks a lot bigger than I wanted it to. But that was kind of the case with over here. But once I put in the walls and the roof, it brought it down a little bit in terms of how big it looks. So hopefully that keeps true for over here. So yeah, this is kind of the big back room, I suppose, the great room, I suppose is what you could call it. And this will lead out to the balcony, and we'll have a nice lovely yard. I have a nice idea for everything I'm going to be doing over there. But aside from that, I came across this area right here, the underside of the stairs, and I saw this, and I was like, I should probably put like stairs to a basement here. I wasn't thinking of a basement, but now I'm kind of thinking it might work, just because those stairs would work perfectly in here. It would really fill up the space without having to put anything awkward in there. But only problem is that, which is intended so that way I can make basements, but the problem is I don't really feel like making a basement where I have to dig into all of that ground. It's just going to take quite a while to clear everything out, but we'll see once we get through everything if a basement would be, a good thing to add. Of course, it wouldn't be the same size as this house or the floor plan of it, but even just putting a couple rooms down there would require a lot of digging. But aside from that, if we go up here, this is a greater view of everything. Turned out quite nice. And you notice that there's a little bit where it goes up a slab and a half, or it goes up a slab and then to a full block, and that was simply so that we can get this to be like a proper, elevated above the ground, because I didn't want it to be on ground level. I wanted you to like come out from the back door and you can see the whole expanse of the yard in the back, and we couldn't get that if it was on the ground floor, because that's where the house is towards the front. It's all on the first floor. If we go over this way, you can see that like the door is just one block off the ground. So, since I wanted that back to be slightly elevated, I had to put some stairs right here. It just slowly changes the elevation, and then you go up an extra block up there. So that's the whole mess with that. And I suppose we can go and put in some of the flooring for the kitchen here. I did have some ideas involving some light gray concrete. I was like going to put a light gray concrete base and then a couple of things on top of it, but I'll run through some designs, see if that's the right way to go. And then of course in here we're gonna have some dark oak wood, because it's it's dark and it's nice and fancy, nice fancy color. So I suppose we can go fill in all of this, and let's make this, instead of making it a cut, let's make it just a simple little time lapse. So let's speed it up 4 times and go. Alright, so this is kind of the thing I came up with. It's got the light gray concrete outside, and as I was putting it in, I realized that it was like way too smooth of a color. I think it's just like a single texture. I don't see any texture changes within it, so it's a bit weird of a design, but I threw in some cyan terracotta right here, which is a bit more of a, it's darker gray, but it's, neutralized, so it kind of matches in with that. And then in the middle we have some white just to make things, stand out a bit. I was originally going to go with the white concrete, but then I was like, what, a block of quartz would look good for like, nice lovely tile patterns. So we're going to have the kitchen in here. I'm going to put all of like the counter stuff all over around that corner. And then we will have like an island in there and maybe a couple other small details scattered around here. Making an Italian kitchen shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, it's what they're best at. So I suppose right here we can put in some spruce wood. Like how are we gonna make this, because this is gonna be a weird transition. Maybe I could just put some stairs here, because slabs it would take way too long for anything to properly go down. It's a bit of a weird drop right there, a bit steep, but I mean, what else am I going to do there? So in terms of the walls, I don't really know what I'm going to do, but in terms of the flooring, looks like we got that down. And the dark oak wood for the dining room looks very nice, as I expected. And the walls are probably going to be something similar, a bit of a darker kind of brown color, but hopefully we can keep it to a a nice balanced color in there. And I'm trying to like keep everything away from spruce wood in terms of the flooring, well, aside from the study, which has spruce wood flooring, but I don't want it to have a big amount of spruce wood here and then just have a simple break in order to go into more spruce wood. That wouldn't be quite nice or that interesting. So I definitely want to change it up with some of the colors. And over here, this bit, I want to perhaps make this one quartz. I don't know if it would look kind of weird for that, but I'm just going to do it anyway. So there's going to be like the little side door right here, and this leads to where the side door is right there. And I think quartz would look good for this, and maybe we can fill in some of the rest of those areas as quartz as well. And I hope that that time-lapse little thing that I had, hopefully it wasn't too long. I would make it shorter, but the problem is the stuff that I use limits it to 4 times speed, so I can't go much faster than that. It's limited to however long I was working on that divided by 4, so hopefully it wasn't too long. Because last time I made a cut like that, or a time-lapse like that, was like the first episode of me like properly building this, and it lasted for quite a while. It was only like 30 seconds, but I was just working on that on the driveway coming in. But as I put that down, I'm beginning to realize, what, that's a bit of a weird weird connection. How could I change that? What else could I use? I wish there was like a better tile thing, or a different color at least. I wish there wasn't an infinite variance of this shade of gray, because you got like that stone, andesite, and then there's like cyan terracotta. There's so many different shades of gray, but like when it comes down to the proper colors, it's hard to get good variance of it. So aside from that, what else could we do? I mean, I guess I can start working on the kitchen, because I feel like that could be a good project to start working on. And when I was looking at some inspiration for it, I did see like some nice lovely designs where they put like a nice lovely sandstone color backsplash, and I'm thinking I might go with endstone, because it's got that nice brick look to it. But actually, what, that will work. Maybe like a couple shades off from the natural, from the normal color that we're using here, but I still think it could look good as long as I don't throw in too much of it. So I think it will come out to like right there would be good. Maybe a little bit more on this side. Maybe it can come out all the way, maybe. Actually, no, let's do this. And we can have the wall right there be something different, and then we just take a pillar quartz block, so we can fill in that there. Take a pillar quartz block and do that, so that way, there's a nice lovely change of it. So we'll have those blocks there, and then the quartz pillar right there will kind of make a nice lovely little transition. So should we carry this out all the way to there? I'm not too sure exactly how that's going to look. Oh yeah, I just realized we're going to need some sort of pantry for this. Where are we going to store all the food? I guess we can have that break off from here. Actually, that's going to be its own bit, so it has to break off into this direction. So perhaps we can put a door right there. Yeah, door will go in there, and then this will lead into its own room. So that room is going to be rather small, but whatever, it's all good. So now let's see what we can get for the counters. The counters we're going to be something relatively dark, so you know it kind of adds a nice contrast to the flooring. Makes everything stand out a good bit, and the dark wood and the light sandstone always work well together. So I suppose we can fill in some more of this space. You know, just fill in all of this like this, and we'll add another layer on top of that. And then we can put in some additional details with this. I think I'll just like completely perfect this area with as much detailing as possible, and then maybe, you know, that'll be the theme for this episode. Start working on some of the kitchen, so maybe we can do some of that. And then over here we can cut that off and put that there. So, you know, nice symmetry right there, and this is an even number. Oh, that's great. Or is that great? Let's see. If we take some hoppers and put those right there, those can serve as sinks, or should I do something else? I'm not too sure. Should I bring those blocks out an extra one? Like maybe push the wall back, because it can definitely go back a little bit. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. Push the wall back a couple extra blocks, because the counter is going to need some extra space if I'm going to put some proper detailing in there. So let's push this back a little bit. Now I have to get rid of this layer. That's nice. So I guess we can just do this while we don't have to do the entire thing. So there we go, all the way to the wall there. And then we take some of the dark oak wood, put that there, and fill in the back cabinets. So weird when you have to like move everything all at once. I wish it was just select and then just drag it to where you want it to be. So yeah, we're gonna bring this out a little bit to here. And then here is where we're going to make the sink. Now, how are we going to do this? Should I bring these out? Actually, no, those are good there. Alright, so for the sink, what I'm going to do is let's get... Ooh, what about a couple like cauldrons? Put some cauldrons. I want to put them there, but I'm not too sure how that would look. It's just a bit weird to have a sink there. Maybe we can go in even farther. And then right in here, we can sort of bring this across like this. I'm not going to worry about all that back stuff. And you know what? We're going to have to change up the color a bit. Let's put in some... I want something smooth. What would be a good smooth color to put back here? Like something dark. It's kind of, you know, spice things up a bit. Put something dark back there. Actually, that doesn't really match with the color. What about something from the floor? Like this color. This will work. So if we put that there, a couple shades different, but, you know, it's still... I think it still kind of works. I should probably go with something later, but we can get to that later. I could fix it if, you know, if we need to. Then we can take a couple levers and put those right there as the little faucets or the little taps or whatever. And then what else could we add? Maybe I want to put emphasis on like the fact that these are supposed to be cabinets. So maybe we can take some buttons and put those there. Should I make them stone or wooden? I think stone makes the most sense. So we can put those there. Maybe we can have these a bit spaced out like that. Or is that going to look too weird? Maybe I could just put 3 or 2. You know what, 2 looks good. Yeah, I think that's good. And then we can take some small details like an azure bluette, or I don't know how it's pronounced in French. I learned that the best way to pronounce French words is to look at it, cover the last half with your hand, and then just, you know, go all crazy with the consonants. Just go all crazy in their pronunciation. But all right, let's see what else we can add in here. We have the nice lovely little flower over there. Maybe we can add something over here, like maybe an item frame with some sort of apple in there. Yes, a golden apple. Lovely. I think that turned out quite nice. And then maybe we can do some extra detailing up here. Let's get some quartz out, or sandstone. Sandstone would look better. Or would it? It doesn't necessarily match with the shades. It's not the perfect match. So quartz it is then. Let's put those there. And then that will kind of go up to the top there. I actually think that turned out quite nice. And then I'll just carry the theme of that kitchen, just modeling around there. But I think I'm kind of running a bit low on time. I've been recording for like 30 minutes now. Which, you know, for an episode like this isn't too bad. Some of my videos have gone into like an hour in terms of their recording length. But anyway, I suppose this will be for this episode. I'll continue working on the kitchen, and I'll spice it up so that way you can present it in the next episode. And maybe I'll work on some furnishing with the other parts of the house, so that way we can further get along with this build. I've been working on it for way too long, but I'm still enjoying it. You know, it's been nice working on this. It's a nice project, changing up from what I used to work on a lot. So, you know, I'm enjoying it, and I hope you do as well. If you're still watching, type goat in the comments, as tradition. So yeah, that'll be it for this episode. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.